this fast-paced, technology-driven world that we live in, we sometimes forget the profound effects that nature can have on our mental health. Today we will explore the science behind why spending time outdoors is not just refreshing, but also essential for boosting our mental well-being. So let's take a look into how reconnecting with nature can transform your state of mind and enhance your overall happiness. Let's take a look into this fascinating connection between nature and our mental health. It's no secret that spending time outdoors can make us feel better. But what exactly is happening to our minds and our bodies when we immerse ourselves into these natural surroundings? Research has shown that being in nature massively impacts our mental well-being. Studies have shown that being out in nature for just 20 minutes a day can have massive positive impacts on the way that we feel every day and our overall wellness. It can ground us and make us feel a lot more connected to what we really are. Like our ancestors, I think very few would find it hard to disagree that just being outdoors in a space like this, like I am today, just doesn't feel right. They couldn't argue that, there is something organic about it. But the fascinating question is, why is this? Why does this happen? Why does this connection, this feeling happen to us when we're outdoors? One key factor is that being outdoors allows us to disconnect from this technology-driven, crazy world that we all live into. One key factor is that being outdoors in nature helps us to disconnect from all these stresses that we have on a day-to-day basis. Our ancestors never sat indoors for long periods of time staring at screens or on their phones, did they? and I very much doubt that they felt bad most of the time. So when we are surrounded by these green spaces, our bodies produce lower levels of cortisol and stress. This reduction in stress not only helps us feel more relaxed, but also improves our mental health. And also just being out in nature just stimulates our mind, our senses, the smells, the sounds. It just awakens it all up. As we're outdoors in environments like this, we absorb all the sounds, all the different senses that are firing while we're out here. So this sensory immersion takes us out of our hectic thoughts and anchors us in this present moment. For those people struggling with anxiety or depression, being out in nature can serve as a very good remedy to help better that. Studies have shown that people who regularly engage in natural environments experience lower rates of anxiety and depression. In fact, there is a practice that's now incorporated into like mental health revival, if you will, and it's called green therapy. And it's exactly this, being outdoors in these gorgeous spaces and immersing ourselves in everything. Or not so much walking, just simple activities like gardening, walking in the park, or even just riding a push bike or a bicycle, outdoors. It's so wholesome and good for us. And we've forgotten that in this day and age. We've completely disconnected from it. So how can we incorporate more time walking outdoors, being in nature, when we all have such hectic work schedules? You can start small, even on a lunch break at work. Just go for a walk, be outside. Or you could tend to a plant in your garden, purchase a plant, look after it outside. It still reconnects you with nature, even though it's something very small. Small actions like this will bring the benefits of nature into your daily routine. Another practice is called nature mindfulness. Practicing things like observing your surroundings, stopping and taking a deep breath. This can help you to stop, pause, and engage your surroundings more fully. And you have to make this effort to plan this into your routine. Because we're so far from it nowadays, we have to consciously carve out some time to place ourselves in environments like this in the forest. Because it's so easy to just forget, isn't it? It's so easy to just go about normal life and completely disregard looking after ourselves and what's good for us, something like walking outdoors. You need to plan these, even if it's once a week, you need to carve out a time and just start small and get outdoors. This will help you massively in the long run, especially if you're on a self-quest to feeling better. So in summary, the connection between nature and mental health is deeply rooted into science. So spending time outdoors will help reduce that stress and anxiety that you can have sometimes, and it will foster a greater sense of well-being. I'm gonna switch you over to this hand now because I've got no feeling left in this hand. The benefits of immersing ourselves in nature goes far from lowering our cortisol levels to just improving a state of mind that can be harnessed, positively, that will then spill over into other things in our day-to-day life. Being in nature and having that positive experience, then when you find yourself in a problematic scenario or you're struggling with something else, you're going to find it easier because you're a better version of yourself for carving out this time and spending time outdoors. You're improving yourself for it. I mean, just look at it. Look at it out here, it's gorgeous. Do not forget to reconnect with the world around you, especially if you're lucky enough, as I am, to have this on your back doorstep. As we've discussed, even if it's simple day practices like just going for a walk or just getting outside a little bit more at a time, it's all about finding these moments to help us recharge and allow nature to work its magic on our minds. I was very fortunate when I was younger to live in a small village that had all this forest on my back doorstep, and I know now how lucky I was to have that. And even if you don't live necessarily near a forest or a woodland, you need to try to find the nearest one closest to you and try to get there and spend more time there. In this day and age, because it's so chaotic, we don't know almost how to, not so much have the time to, but we don't know how to stop and engage our senses sometimes. People find it hard to stop and listen because everything's happening so fast all the time. We have all these priorities that are happening all the time at work, these commitments, these stressful things. With everything that goes on for me, for example, with my family commitments, I have to deliberately try to find the time to carve out for myself. Try to spend more time with yourself. Try to switch off. Try to log out. Try to leave all the social media behind and reconnect with yourself. And as we've mentioned today, being out here in this nature, being out here and just breathing it in, man, just breathing it in, you're going to notice the effects, I promise you. For me, it's something that I do at least once a week, more so now that I'm here with you. So I think maybe ask yourself, when was the last time you went out for a walk? Not necessarily with people, I mean you can, but to really switch on to what's going on out here in an environment like this, you have to be on your own. When was the last time you did that for yourself? When was the last time that you came out on your own into the forest? Get your calendar out now, get your diary out now and put it in and plan some time to be outside. I love these summer mornings. These summer mornings are fantastic, absolutely brilliant. I'm dreading when winter comes round, when we all have to sit indoors for so long. And you wake up in the morning at 6 and it's dark. It's horrible. So I forgot to say in the beginning, my name's Luke. If you're new around here, thanks for stopping by. And if you're returning, welcome back. That was my little insight into nature and what it can do for you and how it can help. I promise you, if you do these things that I've told you today, they're going to help massively. Great to see you again. Thanks for exploring nature with me today, and I'll see you next time.